There we are. So we are officially kind of live. So everyone's back in school. Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. Does it feel different having had World's experience, kind of walking the halls a little higher, a little more confident, being the worldly people that you are?
I was very frustrated because usually when I go back to school, they'll be like, what did you guys do over the summer? And then you get to talk about what you did over the summer. And no one asked me this year. I had no opportunity.
You have to have a badge that says, ask me about my summer.
Yeah.
That's too bad. You need like somebody to prompt. Hey, ask Peyton about what you did in the summertime.
What happened this summer?
Yeah. It's not bad though. It was pretty cool. So how much time just going around the room, how much time did you guys spend over there? Did you guys spend time before and after, or before or after, or you just came there for, how many of you just went for the event and didn't get a chance to do some sightseeing? How about you, Avery? Did you spend it?
So we went to London. Well, like we showed up, I think it was the 13th. Or like we left the 13th, we showed up the 14th.
Okay.
And then we spent 2 days in London. And then we went out to West Midlands. And we had a couple of days before like actually starting the event. So
nice. Get acclimated and settled in. How about you, Peyton? Did you spend any time before or after?
Yeah, we spent 2.5 weeks there in total. I think we spent a week there before, and then afterwards we'd had a couple of days traveling too. We did London beforehand, and then I don't remember. It's where Shakespeare's from. Was always spent afterwards. It was interesting.
Nice. How about you, Eva?
I traveled with Avery, so pretty much the same thing. So arrived on the 14th and left on the 25th. So.
Nice. That's cool. How about you, Andrew?
Yeah, we were there for 2 weeks. Week before and then week at the match.
Nice. Did you stay in England, or were you in and around the...
We were near Birmingham, just west of Birmingham, I think.
Nice. There's a lot of accents in England.
Oh yeah.
Do you have trouble understanding some of those? I think does Birmingham have a big accent?
Birmingham's like one of the craziest accents out there, I think.
Nice. That's awesome. That is the joy and the pleasure of travel. So many things you could experience. You guys are so lucky. Nice. Now, who did you guys travel with? The whole family go, or just one parent, one guardian?
Me, it was just my dad.
That's
my
enough.
whole family was there.
Yeah.
Mine too.
Just my dad for me.
Nice. Well, you guys.
I actually had my grandparents from Australia meet me there, so.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. Nice. That's awesome. That adds pressure, though, right? Did they stay for the match?
They were only there for a little, so it wasn't like I was worried about the pressure, but they weren't there for too long.
That's all right. That's good. It is challenging, and that's the hard part about doing like a big competition, is how much pressure accidentally or unintentionally comes up because you don't think about it, but then all of a sudden you wake up and you go, oh my gosh, there's expectations. But you know what, you guys did awesome. And again, it's all part of that process of learning and getting better. Hey, so it's 8:30. Stand by. I'm going to run the hang on one second. Let me get rid of this one. I'm going to run the intro video, and then we'll get off the episode. But first, thanks for coming out. Thanks for spending some time with us this evening to share your worlds and your shooting experience. Hopefully help others who are interested or thinking about it, sitting on the fence or not thinking they can do it, to show that, hey, it can be done and it's not that hard. So stand by, guys. Hey, welcome to the Rimfire Nation podcast, season 4, episode 14. The young guns from Team Canada join us this evening to share their World Championships experience and hopefully get you out of your sofa and into the range to start shooting if you're interested. And we kind of pick their brains about their world's experience and what their journey was to get there. But before we get to them, we are going to see what's new at so stand by. Technology is fighting here. Stand by. 1 second. There we go. And so we're going to look at the just arrived at Testro. So the Rimfire Nation podcast is proudly presented by Testro.ca. So for those who don't know, Testro is a provider of all precision shooting needs, small bore center fire, even air guns. They're known for their ammo, small bore ammo, SK with Lapoel, Ely, but also they're a big supplier of CZ firearms, both the CZ457, which is the standard production rifle and the basis for a lot of open rigs in CRPS, ORPS, NRL 22, and all the other series across Canada. But they also make shotguns, if you didn't know that. So on the Just Arrived page, you've got some examples of the CZ shotguns, the 612 home defense, 712 field sports, all the way up to the CZ Redhead, which is their premium over and under shotgun. They also carry the full line of Hornady, Vitabori. Also new in the recent months, if you didn't know, they also carry Rimex. So they provide Rimex actions, barreled actions, and Zermatt Rimex parts, including also proof barrels in many different sizes, shapes, and flavors. So check out testro.ca for all your precision shooting needs. Also, if you didn't know, Testro also provides a number of in-house builds based around the 457 and the MDT chassis. So depending on your budget, there is a Testro in-house build just right for you. So that is what is new at Testro. Hey, so welcome guys and gals. Thank you very much for taking the time to share your past worlds. It's the IPRF, International Precision Rifle Federation World. Is it Rimfire World Championship? Something. Anyway, it's the big one. If you're a competitive rimfire shooter, the World Championship that was held in the Midlands in the UK is the every 2 years. Is it biannual? I can't remember what's semi is twice a year. Biannual is every 2 years. And every 2 years there's a Rimfire World Championship, and our panel of guests tonight represented Canada as part of the junior division. So thank you very much on behalf of Canada. We thank you for being such a great representative of our country and our shooters. I know it's not easy getting there. Maybe you guys could just go around and introduce yourself and let us know what city you're from. Why don't we start with you first, Avery?
All right, so I'm Avery Jolicoeur. I live in Hammond, Ontario, so just east of Ottawa. I'm 15 years old.
And you've been shooting for how many years?
I've been shooting for 10 years. I
Holy
started
cow.
when I was 5 at a children's shooting day or something. I think it's called something like that. It changed to National Range Day at EOS.
Nice. And how about you, Peyton?
My name is Peyton Stevens. I'm from Barrie, Ontario. I'm 17, and I've been shooting for 3 years. I started with ORPS.
Nice. Eva?
Hi, my name is Eva Jones. I live in Saint-Étienne, close to kind of Montreal and the border of Ontario, and I've been shooting for 4 years.
Perfect. Andrew?
My name is Andrew Wolfe. I'm 18 years old. I live in, Carmen, and I've been shooting for 6 or 7 years.
And people in your area can't wait till you leave the youth division.
Oh, I know.
For those who don't know, Andrew's been placing at the top of most of the competitions in rimfire in this area. So, well, congratulations. Well, thank you, all of you, for the efforts that you put into being the representatives of Canada. And again, it's a tough road. There's a lot that kind of goes into it, and we're proud of you and kind of the effort you guys put into to get there, to stay there, and to represent our country so capably. And as great ambassadors, so thank you very much. I've had the pleasure of meeting and shooting with you all. So I think you guys are the perfect representatives. So congratulations on your achievement. And so what was it like? I mean, so first off, how does one qualify to become a member of the Team Canada? You know, I'm sure you've got to shoot, obviously, right? And there are a number of different events, I guess, in Canada that you shoot at, and depending on your scores, you'll make it, I guess.
Well, there's a thing called Kappa, which you send matches, and then there's requirements that you need to have. That big matches are worth more, so finals and everything. You need to have like a number of people. I think it's 20 or 40, something like that, and it cannot be like a home match. Then you send them, and they just do a ranking.
Gotcha. Nice. Now, for each of you, when did you decide that you wanted to be part of that Team Canada? Did you know out of the gate, or was it kind of just something that happened throughout the year, or all of a sudden you kind of just ended up, hey, I can go, so I'm going to go? You know, what was that process like for each of you?
Well, once Jess went for Colorado, I thought it would be kind of cool to go for Rimfire. So, yeah, I applied, but my scores from 2023 couldn't count because I didn't shoot that year because of concussions. So we had to put in scores from 2022. I think it's the scores from your past 2 years. So it would have been 2024, 2023. But I had to put 2022. But yeah, I thought it would be really cool to go get like that as an experience. So
Nice. And did you know anyone else going at that time, or just went in just solo?
Well, I knew Eva was gonna apply. And other than that, not really.
And Eva, what made you decide to sign up?
I actually kind of did not decide. So a lot of the pro shooter that I shoot with, or like Matt Yui and everything, texts my dad saying like, "Oh, you should like send Eva scores." And then after like a couple of people, he just like asked me, "Oh, do you want to go to the Worlds?" And I was like, I mean, I could try. And then he just sent them, and then I got the result I got in. Right.
Nice. I mean, first off, you guys are all great shooters, whether you know this or not. You guys are awesome shooters. So it's not that you're not good enough. Is that you guys, you know, people are so shy they don't want to put themselves forward. But you know, let me tell you, you guys are among the best shooters in Canada. So don't be shy. Just put yourself out there. Now, Peyton, what was it like for you? Was that a similar story for you?
I had a friend that went to the 2023 Worlds, and so from there it was kind of an idea in my head. And then 2024 was just, you know, trying to advance as much as I could. That was my second year shooting. And then I qualified for it. And it was just kind of, when applications came out, it was a conversation in my house. And it was, well, submit the scores and we'll see what happens. And I ended up being selected, which was really cool.
Nice. That's awesome. Andrew, how about you? Were you always thinking of going to Worlds? Was that ever in the horizon for you?
At the very start, probably not really fathomable to go to a World Championship shoot, but I went last year and kind of had a rough go at it. But this year I was pretty determined to get all my points and get some redemption going. But yeah, so that's
nice. So you're out of Manitoba, right, Andrew?
Yeah.
Now, is there a lot of rimfire competitions out there? It's pretty hot there, right? In terms of matches and stuff, or no?
It's really like just around us. It's it's pretty much just us, because
Okay.
Dominion used to they used to run your matches
Right.
at their range, and really like the next closest is like Regina, which is like Saskatchewan, and I did a couple matches in Alberta this year and Saskatchewan, and obviously home.
So you're forced to travel for matches if you want to get
Yeah,
some,
pretty much.
some
Yeah,
serious
if I want
competition.
to get the points, yeah, like because I think what is it, 300 points for your max or whatever. So I got
Yeah.
my 300 points and not qualified but applied, and then yeah, kind of just went from there. But
Nice. Now, for everybody, how soon before Worlds did you know that you were selected for the junior team? Was that like 6 months, 9 months?
Yeah, like at the beginning
November.
of the season.
November, we knew, like, we got the result that we were going to Worlds.
Okay. And what was that discovery like when you found out you were going? Was that the, oh my gosh, oh shit, I better get practicing more, or you can't believe it?
Well, for me, it was kind of like good news, but then I got the news that I broke my ACL on the same day, so kind of
Oh no.
a lot to deal with that. A weird day, I would say.
But you're recovered.
Yeah.
Okay. And then so that was November. So there's, unfortunately for us, there's not a lot of matches that happen between November and March, let's say. So were you guys doing any indoor practicing or anything, or you just had to wait until the matches started happening again? Well, Stittsville, I think, shoots, unless it's -20, they'll shoot all year round. Not for me. No, thank you.
Well,
we just
go ahead, Andrew.
we just shoot until no one starts signing up, pretty much.
That's it.
That's our limit, is when people say it's too cold. I guess it's too cold.
Yeah, it gets cold out where you are.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
not a lot of wind. Yeah.
not a lot of stuff to break up the wind and
No.
stuff.
It's windy all the time. In the winter, it's cold winds. I can't imagine. Now, I guess so. Avery, what were you going to say?
Oh, well, I shoot actually quite a fair amount between November and March, because it's either at Stittsville or we go down to like New York,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
and then a couple of the close by states. So my dad always manages to find a match somewhere.
And if there isn't one, he'll run one.
Yeah.
That's the advantage. And then Peyton, how about you? There's not much happening up in Barrie at that time, right?
No, I avoid shooting or going outside in general as much as possible when it's cold outside. But especially this winter with Worlds coming, Dad would end up dragging me out to the barn. He was like, "No, you're shooting today. Like, you have to do something."
Nice.
But I usually avoid it as much as possible.
Understandably, it is cold. It's a rough climate. Now, were you born in Canada, Peyton?
No, I was born in Australia.
It takes a bit of getting used to. How about you, Eva? Did you practice at all in the winters? Oh no, you had that ACL injury.
Yeah, I was recovering for like March and started shooting March for the Worlds, but I did a good amount of matches in between that time. Well, maybe more of May, let's say, because March I was in
Okay. And then once May hit, and the weather was still crappy for the beginning of the year. Most of the matches were wet up until, I'd say, late June or July even. It was not a fun year to be a match director. So now let's go back. Let's wind back the clock, because people want to know also. So how do you get started? So what was your road to shooting? Avery's been shooting since she was 5 years old. But in terms of getting, moving from just a casual plinker to something more structured, when did that take place for you, or how did that happen?
Well, For me, again, I was just going to like the range that's like 5 minutes from my house. So at first it started off like, oh yeah, this is fun, whatever. And then around, I think 8 years old, I started doing competitions. I was not doing great in them, I'm gonna be honest. And then I'd say around 2022, I started actually like getting into it a lot more. And then 2023, I didn't shoot. But then 2024, I was like really into it. And then this year, like it's my main focus. I don't have any other sports going on anymore. So
that's your thing. So that's where all your budget's going now.
yep.
Nice. And Peyton, how about you? How did you get started in shooting and got better? And
I got a 22 for a Christmas present in 2020, I think. It was just my parents' attempt at getting me outside during lockdown and everything. So we live on a big farm, so I was doing target practice at my house. And then my grandparents from Australia came to visit, and I did like a little competition thing against my grandma, and I wiped the floor and like very much beat her. And they were like, well, is this a sport? Like, I don't play. So like, maybe this is something that you can do. So my dad did a ton of research and ended up finding Golf Rod and Gun Club that do the monthly ORPS. So we went down there and just checked out what it was about. And I haven't really missed an ORPS since. I'm always down at that Golf Rod and Gun Club. So that community definitely got me into it. And the people are great too. It was the people more than the sport in the beginning. And then from there, I started doing the CRPS and the NRS and building on it.
nice. Eva, how did you get started?
My dad he hunts, so then he started doing that, and then just got my brother and me into it, and then I was just like doing it for fun and an activity with my dad, and then I like started doing like focusing on that for like the last 2 years, and then this year because I was not playing sports because of my injury, I was like focusing more on that. So that's kind of why I ended up at the Worlds. Like good timing.
That's cool. Andrew, how about you?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even remember what the question was.
It's how you got started in shooting.
Oh, so I had a really bad concussion, like Avery, in 2020, I think, 2022, and so I used to play hockey, and so I got written off of hockey. So I just started shooting, well, around the yard and whatever. I've been just casually shooting since I was probably about 4. So just kind of got a few per se better guns than just plinking guns, and then started shooting ORPS at Dominion, and I was like kind of keeping up. So I was like, oh, I might be good at this. So I don't know, just kept getting better gear and getting better and more practice. And
Nice. Yeah. Because I've been seeing your name. Because I kept asking, is he really a junior? Because you're at the podium, you're at the top of the list all the time at Dominion. I had to double check. Is he really junior? It was awesome. It was good. It was good to see. And then I hear you are World Championships experienced shooters.
Mm-hmm.
And then so what was that like? I know it's a broad question. It's a difficult question to ask, but for me, I'd probably just get all emotional if I saw all the other shooters from all the other countries, especially the parade that kind of goes in. What was that like when, that opening? I don't know if there was an opening ceremony or not, but standing there representing your country, what was that like? Do you remember?
It was a little overwhelming for sure. That was kind of like the moment where it hit me that was like, oh my goodness, we're at the World Championships. Hadn't really
What am I doing here?
when I'm standing there holding the flag, I'm like, oh my goodness, what is this? But it was overall it was a really great experience, and the people that I met there were top tier. It was so much fun.
Were there a lot of other? How many other juniors were there? Did every country have a junior team?
I don't
Most of
think
them?
every country, but most of them got juniors, I think.
Okay. And the juniors all shot the stages on the same days? Or were they
Yes.
all split up? Okay, so all the juniors shot together pretty much then. Nice. That must have been interesting.
Yeah, there were
Was
6
it-
juniors on my squad. It was fun.
Did everyone get along eventually? It was kind of cold and everyone kind of just looked at each other until.
I mean, everyone kind of had their parents, so it was sort of like a
Okay.
kid and coach situation where everyone
Okay.
towards the end it was really good. Everyone was really great with like sharing information and everything. But yeah, in the first couple stages of day 1, which was technically day 2, it was very like you had your little huddles of your families and the kids and everything.
Well, my squad had 2 other juniors with me. And, like, at the beginning, we weren't really talking, but, like, I had met one of the juniors the day prior. So I knew about him. But I didn't really know him. But then, like, the 3 of us kind of, like, all really bonded, and now I, like, talk to them daily.
Nice. Now, were you guys all squatted together, or no? You were all 4 of you were in separate squads.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if it would have been. Would you have wanted to shoot together as a squad, or was it better that you weren't in the same squad, just so you can meet more people?
I think it was like better, but we were still like all seeing kind of each other because we were saying information on the stages and everything. So we were still like seeing each other a lot. But I think that having like kind of your own space and meeting new people was kind of nice. For my part, I was like alone. There was no youth, so I was just talking to like grown men. So day 2, I was like, because Avery was the stage before me, so I was kind of always over there talking with them. But it was like, a really fun experience.
That's good. Andrew, did you have juniors in your squad?
Yeah, I had one. He was from Czech Republic, I believe. But yeah, that was it. But yeah, we were all one stage apart, I believe, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So who was in the first squad? Who's doing all the data gathering?
I think Peyton was.
Peyton. Also, a lot of pressure,
I was
Peyton.
Squad 7. Everyone sort of, we had like a spreadsheet going too, so anyone who had any information about what stage they were currently on could put information into the shared spreadsheet, and we were all kind of checking like notes and people that were, range finding the targets and everything, so you could see what, like, if it was different to what it said in the range book, you could see that. So it was nice that the whole team ended up helping each other out. The open shooters were shooting on the same day as us too, so we had the open guys. So there was there was a Canadian on every single squad. So like at every point in the day, you were getting information from every stage.
Nice.
Yeah, it definitely helped that we got to we were shooting on day 2 and 4, so we got to watch on day 1 and 3, and then everybody else would figure out the information, so it would already kind of be set up for us. So
because most of the people finding the data and everything were the people from day 1. So then on day 2, even though you were starting on the first stage, you still had some information from yesterday.
Nice.
So they
That's
did
awesome.
most of the work for us.
Nice. Then you guys had your dads with you, right? So you could say, "I'm thirsty, I'm hot, give me an ice cream" or whatever. They'd have to do it.
Yeah, everyone's like, "I don't want to carry this to the next stage. That's a really long walk. Like, you've got this."
Nice.
My dad
Now,
was.
my
dad was training. All since we found out that I was going to Worlds, he had been training to be my personal caddy.
Nice.
Oh, I wish.
Yeah, John wasn't doing that for you, Andrew?
No way. No chance. Dear, you carry it. It's,
Yeah. One man, one kit.
yeah.
That's good. Now, how much? So you had a lot of other team members kind of supporting you guys, giving data and all that. Now, this was your first Worlds, right? Now, what was your expectation? Did you have any expectation of what it was going to be like, and kind of what was the reality of it? Did you think it was going to be like the Olympics, and a million people in the stands watching you and scrutinizing every move or mistake? Was there a lot of pressure built in, or how what was the expectation? What was the reality, I guess, if you can remember?
Well, I was really nervous for it. So I had asked Jess Tischler how Colorado went in 2024. So she could kind of give me a bit of a rundown. And I think I asked a couple more people who had been to Worlds before, but I still didn't really understand it until I got there. So
It was just a big match with a lot of people from a lot of different countries. Yeah.
That was
And-
the big
and-
thing that everyone kept saying was it's just another match, treat it like it's another match. And then you get there and it's an atmosphere that I'd never been in an atmosphere like that. And I don't think I could have prepared for it. It didn't matter how many people I spoke to, if they'd gone or not. Me, myself being there, it was such an emotion hit. And the anxiety hit on day one too. It was I don't think I could have prepared for it properly, honestly.
How was the course of fire versus your regular matches that you go to? Was it quite a lot different? Like lots of angles or different directions and stuff like that?
there were a lot of angles, and then already I know for me it was really difficult because every stage was 12 rounds in 90 seconds.
That's crazy.
So I timed out quite a bit. But you had to put the angles in every time.
The stages were designed for you to time out too, though. There was so much movement with 12 shots in 90 seconds. They were trying to make sure you timed out.
Yeah, there was a lot of moving too, so you really need to go fast and not search for your targets or anything. You really needed to know what you were doing, because you couldn't lose time. But then it was a good match. It's just harder, but it kind of brings back to when you start and you get bad stages and everything, and then the kind of mentality is be in your game and your mental states.
Nice. Is that the same for you, Andrew?
Well,
the 90 second. How much was it? How much was the 90-second par time? How much of a problem was that?
well, pretty much the whole year, really since we found out, right, that I was on the team. So since November, from November on, all my matches, I just set my timer to 90 seconds, and it wasn't terribly a big deal for me. I don't know. The 12 rounds was definitely a little bit much because I don't have 12 round mags. So I had to mag change every single stage.
Oh,
That was kind of not great, but I don't know. I only timed out wasn't very many times, 4 times maybe. I don't know.
and were you used to the number of positional changes as well? Was that something you practiced before, or that was something that you had to deal with when you got there?
Well, the rock stage, as all of the rest of you guys know, that was a lot of moving. There was probably 20 feet of rocks, and you had to move every 2 shots to another rock. And then that was almost ridiculous of how much moving that was.
Yeah,
Travis, I'm not going to complain about your stages anymore.
there was a total of 9 rocks on that stage, so 9 different positions, which means about 10 seconds per rock, and that's finishing at 90 seconds. So.
That's wild. I wonder if we should start doing some World's Course of Fire matches, 90 seconds. I think they've already run it. Didn't they run one in Stittsville recently? I thought I read somewhere that they did do something like that.
They're working on it, but it's like not helping for people that want to start because it's like kind of hard like already when you're like starting. Yeah. So
that's true. It would be demoralizing.
Yeah, we would like need to do matches for like beginners or do option A or option B. I think Stittsville done like that before.
That's true. That's a good point.
Also, like, would be more fair for like the scores and everything, because
yeah. Nice. Good. So did you guys feel that you had enough support with family there and your team members, and that you had enough to be successful, and it was just all on you to figure out the stages and the angles and the time and the positional changes? How many stages were they cramming in a day for you guys?
10.
You shot 10 a day, and you shot 20 stages total?
Yep.
And what time would you finish every day?
Like
5?
6? Yeah.
So
Yeah, 5 or 6. Yeah.
Okay.
It was like very long days because like normally you have 10 stages, but you're like 8. We were like 15.
In the squad?
Yes.
Wow, those are
like
big
really long day. We started I think at 8 or 9. I'm not sure, and like finishing at 5. And then you don't have lunch. You just eat between the stage.
Okay, so you had an opportunity to really watch other people shoot if you wanted to, but you had a lot of downtime in between.
Yeah, there was like 45 minutes in between stages.
Wow. I don't know if I think I'd prefer to just keep rolling, but I guess when you have that many shooters and you only have X number of stages, you want to finish before it gets dark, I guess. Nice.
Yeah, I think we have like sound laws too.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Apparently, I don't know. We were supposed to be done by 4, but then they let us keep going until 6.
Okay. Interesting. I didn't realize. I mean, if it's a gun range, it's a gun range. But I guess it's, well, if you're hosting Worlds, you're probably going to pick a venue that would be somewhat tolerant of gunfire at longer hours. But yeah,
deal with the fine that they give you.
Yeah. I guess can't be that easy. So, are you guys glad you went? Was it a rewarding experience? Would you go again? Now, having, go ahead, Avery.
Oh, well, I considered this year more of a learning experience because I want to go in 2027, and mainly because like I was not prepared. Like once I got there, it was just completely different to what I'm used to, so it was a lot, and I feel like since I've been gone now, that I would be more prepared if I did again, which is why I'd like to do it in 2027.
That was going to be one of my questions, is like, how would you prepare differently next time? As a youth, like you guys must have specific challenges that, the adult shooters don't have. So is there something that you can do to help yourself out?
For me, I think I would just like practice more dry fire because I kind of like did not do that very much. But then rest of that, like the roads were totally fine, not like for my bags or my mags or everything. So just maybe more practice. And then just the fact that knowing what the world is and like what I'm expecting is like the big thing that just makes me like more prepared for the next world.
That's it. And I wonder how much experience the other countries have had at this level of shooting, because we're fairly isolated because we know we haven't been shooting that long competitively in Canada. In comparison, I think the Europeans have been shooting small bore competitions a lot longer than we have. So as a competitive country, we're fairly new, I think, to the world stage.
I think it really depends what country you're talking about, because we had some people on our squad that was like, it was their first year ever shooting, or it was like their third match ever. Like there were some people
that right?
no experience. And then compared to the Americans, they obviously have more experience than us, but there
Yeah.
was some countries that were like very unexperienced compared to us.
That's amazing. Imagine. So Travis, that's like you showing up for your third match and it's the Worlds.
Rough. Well, you made me match direct my first match, so.
Well, I didn't make you do anything. You said I want to match direct. Yeah, your third match was when you hosted. What are you thinking? It worked out fine. See, so miracles do happen.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing. If the only way to learn how to shoot Worlds is to push yourself and see what doesn't work. Andrew, did you have a takeaway from Worlds? What's that one thing that you'd work on or do differently or didn't think of?
I don't know. I'd probably just practice like just more moving under less time. Like going back to that rock stage, like that's 9 moves in 90 seconds. Like Avery was saying, 10 seconds a move, right? Like that's a lot of moving.
Yeah, that is a lot of moving. I'm just trying to think of what percentage. So it'd be interesting to see by division. So open versus production or factory. I figure the open guys, they'd have guns that would settle faster than a production that's got. But mind you, factories almost open level guns, right? They're not shooting synthetic 4.57s.
The only thing I think that is different from like production and open at the Worlds is just that they have to do mag change basically.
Okay. Was that right?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. I should take a look at those rules.
Yeah, because you can have a factory like MPA like Russ had.
Yeah.
And yeah, you gotta have a mag change in there.
Interesting. Dan Casillo was saying there were no double taps, so everything was a new engagement. So you never shot at the same target 2 times in a row? Is that right? You'd always have to transition either to a different target? Was it most stages or you had double taps? Same position, same target.
I don't remember the course.
There wasn't really many of those, I don't think.
No.
No, I don't think we double tap ever.
You guys are spoiled when you come back to Canada. That's it. Or PS, no double taps. Can you imagine? Mind you, got 120 seconds, so people would just revolt. Screw this. But hey, we're trying to build the next, team 2027, right? So I think that's part of the challenge for us also as match directors. How do we help you guys, get better on a month-to-month basis without, like you said, Eva, making it too hard so people can't enjoy themselves, So those option A and option Bs could be something, because I know NRL 22 has that, but it's hard for match directors who don't have that kind of space, But obviously, that's our goal, is to help provide opportunities to push yourself and get a, just not accidentally, but subconsciously get you thinking about being better at some of the fundamentals that kind of are expected or you lean on when you're at the World's level. So we'll be watching. So the input you guys are putting in is critical for us to figure out what we want to do in the next year, because we want you guys to go out there and be better prepared just by giving you the opportunity or the conditions. So as you practice, you dry fire at home, we want to push that at the actual monthly matches, so you can improve on that. So that'll be our challenge, Travis. How do we make them better without frustrating them and making them want to quit? Every now and again, there'll be the world stage. Maybe 1 out of every 5 ORPS is under World's conditions or something.
More smaller targets.
Yeah. The problem is we only have 8 hangars available to us in ORPS. So we have to pick our stages wisely.
I know the guy who runs it. Maybe he can change the rules.
Oh, I never thought about that. Is that possible? I'd have to see what the options are. I never thought about that. Well, we added barricades. We have not. Wait till see next year's barricades.
Nice.
It's going to be nice. So, anyway, but I digress. So, advice for new shooters. Any advice for someone thinking about getting it? What would you say so the first thing I say is gear isn't important. The important thing is get out there and shooting. That's the most important thing. Start as early as you can, I think, right? You guys all wish you started earlier, right? That's got to be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Avery, do you have any advice?
I say start with like smaller, more simple matches. And then like once you start seeing like the scores you want to see, then you like go to more difficult matches and then maybe further away. But just start somewhere simple and like don't quit if you don't see like the score you want. Like if you get a bad score, it's just one bad score. You can continue.
Right. It's a long road, and that's the thing that people have to understand. It's not going to happen overnight. As much as you want to be good, sometimes you don't start out good. You have to start where you start and just work on getting better. I think you're right. Don't get frustrated because the road is different for everybody. Not everyone is great right away. They can't be like Travis and I. Some people have to work at it. How about you, Peyton? Any advice for someone thinking about or just getting into it?
I think people that just start out, I don't think they always understand just how mental the sport is too, that it's sort of 50-50 with the actual gun and the actual shooting side of it, and then the mental stability side of it, where if you can't calm yourself down and you can't really focus properly when you're in a stage, and if you get that adrenaline rush every time, you kind of have to work on dialing it back and making sure that you are calm enough to be able to shoot clearly. I think that's something that, I don't know, for me personally, I got overwhelmed at Worlds, and that was something that I struggled with. So for me, mental focus and just chilling out would be something that I would focus on. And I think it's something that beginners should try and understand from the get-go, is that there is adrenaline in it. When someone says, 3, 2, 1, engage, you kind of get flustered a little bit. And I think learning to slow it down and just focus is something that I try and teach every beginner about. Just chill out.
I liked Jess's analogy last week. Be the goldfish, right? Just focus on what you're doing at hand. Don't worry about what you did before. Don't worry about what's coming. Just be in the moment.
That's it. Eva, do you have any advice for those just starting out?
I would say to not worry about the time out. Don't think about the time. It's not worry about. Just make your shot an impact. Just make it worth shooting. The time is something you're gonna have to worry about when you're getting the scores that you want. And slowly, when you're gonna shoot, you're just gonna go into the time that you need. And practice makes perfection. You're not gonna see good results on the first matches. It's normal to have 2s or 3s, depends on which matches you're going. It's don't quit because you got a bad match.
Yeah.
Just go see 1, 2, 3. If you really don't like it, maybe it's not for you, but it takes time. It's not just go there and magic. And as Peyton said, it's really mental also. So not just go there and shoot. It's more than that.
That's it. So true. Andrew, how about you? Any advice for the new shooter or the young shooter, or just people thinking about it?
I'd say don't worry about your gear. You don't need the best gear on planet Earth. It's if you throw a brand new shooter in with a voodoo, a fully done up voodoo, they're still not going to do great. But if you throw a professional shooter out with a Savage Mark II, they're still going to do better than the brand new shooter with a $10,000 gun, right? Just get your fundamentals down and worry about your gear later.
So true. It is nice to shoot nice gear, but again, it's not why you're not scoring at the top of the game. It's It's
90%
all about.
of the time it's you.
Yep, for sure.
Question I had, because I have young kids, they're 6 and 8, and I haven't brought them to the range yet, but I'm thinking this is the year. Like, being a parent, I want to know what advice would you guys have for parents other than open your wallet? Going through your shooting journey, is there anything specifically that parents should be aware of that you guys found difficult or encouraging through your journey?
How would you bring a young kid out? Just give him a bowl of 22s and a single shot, rascal, and just have him bust clays and balloons, or is there more structure than that?
I started by blowing up watermelons, so
Nice.
whatever gets them interested.
So make it fun.
Make it fun.
Yeah.
Safety first, though, Travis.
Of course.
Watermelons. That would be awesome. That would be.
They blow up fun, especially with Dad's 22 through 50. They explode.
Yeah, I bet. 4,000 feet per second. Yeah.
That'll do it.
Yeah, that'll do it.
From a competition parent side of things, though, this was something that my parents did at Worlds that I was eternally grateful for. But when I get off the stage, and I had a couple that I would get a 3 out of 12 or something, and I was really frustrated. And I was frustrated at me, but that was projected onwards, and I ended up being a little bit of a jerk to them, and I apologized for that. But you get frustrated, you can't really help it, and then you're trying to regroup for next stage that's in 45 minutes. There wasn't, when we were at the range, there wasn't them trying to be you need to be careful, you can't speak to me like that. It was just, they let me have my process, they would walk away, let me regroup. And I think that I was so appreciative of that I wasn't stressed out already. I was frustrated, I had my minute, and then I kind of had time to regroup. And I think I was really grateful to my parents for letting me kind of have that process.
Yeah, I guess that happens also when you're bringing kids on the range when they don't hit their targets and they get frustrated. I think you got to rein them in and say, you know what, it's okay to be frustrated, but that's not going to help you make your next shot, I guess, or something like that, and figure a way for them to deal with that frustration and turn into an opportunity to learn how to get better or deal with it earlier. Interesting.
I only have one advice. I don't know how many kids you have, but maybe not bring them together, bring one at a time for when you start. Because my dad bring my father, my brother and me, and then just not a good idea. I don't know how you start, but
yeah,
that makes sense.
Maybe just that.
Yeah, that would make sense. I could not bring 3 of my daughters at the same time. Something bad would happen.
Yeah.
Not with firearms, anyway. Interesting. And that's so important, because now if we're looking at the long range game, right? We've got kids that start earlier. The earlier the better, as long as they're able to safely manipulate a rifle or they know the rules. Then I think there is no too young unless they're not ready for it. But it's more of we never pushed our kids into competitive. They kind of fell into competitiveness. So I wouldn't know how to push or guide someone other than, this is what I'm doing competitively. Why don't you come along and try it out, and I'll help you. Put them into a stealth category and just coach the heck out of them, and then make sure it's a good time. Find their version of exploding a watermelon downrange, which is ringing steel. It's about hit rate typically, not rounds downrange. It's probably the first thing I'd focus on. Don't worry about how many shots you get; it's how many hits you make. If you only make one shot and you get one hit, that's 100% hit rate. So, I'd celebrate that rather than, you got to be faster. I can be faster, but I won't hit anymore. I guess there's a balancing act. I don't have the answers, man. We're all just trying to figure it out.
Trial and error.
Yeah, trial and error.
I mean, everyone wants to see kids in the sport and kids having fun. Like, that's the future of the sport. So if you bring a young kid, we have a girl that comes to a lot of NRSs and she's 9. Like, you give her all the time that she needs to take all the shots. She can take, 5 minutes sometimes, but if she's having fun and she's getting the shots off, then, she's going to keep coming back. So everyone on that sport is going to have patience for the younger kids. And no one's going to be like, oh, well, I want to get through this. So, no, they can't shoot. Or, no, they only have a minute 45. Like, no one's going to be like that.
Yeah. Hey, Andrew, do you get a lot of younger shooters at your events? Like below 10 or below 12?
No, not really, no. One of the guys has just brought his daughter, I think she's 7, just to our house, not in a match, but just brought her there just to do some planking around. But yeah, like,
because that's the thing I'm curious about, because how many potentially great shooters are there that aren't getting that chance to try it out? You're lucky enough to have that exposure and the community group around you that you'd be able to kind of dive into it. Like all 4 of you kind of had that community group that, they're just avid shooters that kind of dragged you into it. And this is what I'm doing. We're all going to do this. And then you kind of lucked out. So for us, if we're trying to develop the sport, it's kind of finding out all the Avery, Peyton, Eva, and Andrews that aren't getting that chance. And, I mean, if the parents don't shoot, it's going to be hard for us to tap into it. But if they are shooters, how do we get the parents to bring their kids out?
Well, I started PRS before my dad, so.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Nice. How did that happen?
He's always been a hunter. He'd never done a competition, and then, like I said, I was shooting around the house, and we were like, maybe it's a sport. So Dad did research and found that it was a sport. But yeah, I did a couple competitions before Dad decided to join me. It was only that he actually got FOMO watching me shoot. This looks like fun. I want to do it. He had to come anyway, right? So he got his own build, and now we do it together. But yeah, I started before he did.
That's cool.
My dad's never shot a match.
There you go. Yeah, that's the thing. So we'll have to keep thinking about it. I mean, I think some demo days, or just just free shooting days. Like the National Range Day, I guess. How do you just come on out, try it out? There's no cost. Shoot as much as you can. I think that's probably the best way to do it. It's a way, at least. I don't know what else we can do.
I volunteer at National Range Day at USC.
Okay.
For I think 2-3 years now. So I'm always at the kids booth. And then so that's how I see a bunch of sometimes I'll see really tiny children. And then sometimes there's people that are taller than me, and it's kind of intimidating to teach them how to shoot. But yeah, so they're not really experienced. So instead of match related, it's very oh, well, this is how it works. And then we'll have a bunch of different rifles. My World's rifle was there. But then there's also semis, so then they can try out a bunch of things.
Right. Are they shooting at paper or steel?
My dad brings out a bunch of his fun targets. So Star Wars, there's always big animals,
Nice.
Pac-Man, the ghosts.
Nice. That's awesome. That'd be a fun way to do it.
But yeah, it's completely free for them.
I'll have to do more of those. Just got to carve out some time. That's a challenge.
I think the competition academies probably help too. The one thing I find with my kids is I'll coach them hockey, for example. But often if I'm not coaching, they'll learn more from other people instructing them than from their own parents. So having somebody else give instruction a different way sometimes benefits the youth as well.
That's true.
I never listened to my dad's advice, so very true.
Yeah. I tried teaching my daughter how to drive once. never doing that again. There's a communication barrier on both sides. There's just too much emotional baggage there. So
That's funny.
let the professionals handle that. Get some emotional distancing. Yeah, that's awesome.
We
Any
have
shout
people-
outs to, yeah, go ahead.
We have people come up to my dad at competitions and be like, you should tell Peyton, like, if she does this, it might help her. And he's like, you go tell her, because she's not going to listen to me. Like, you have to tell her to do this.
Yeah, it's true. We just can't. We don't know anything. We both know everything and nothing at the same time. It's amazing. Any shout outs to supporters, sponsors that help get you to Worlds? We do appreciate our sponsors. I mean, first off, I want to thank Vortex Canada and Tesro for covering youth registrations, and they have done so for almost since the beginning. So part of why you guys are here is because they covered registration fees for youth and ladies shoots. So a huge thank you to them from us, and also to all of our sponsors that provide loaner rifles and loaner ammo, or not loaner ammo. They don't want it back, but free ammo to get people into the sport. And obviously Boskia for providing all the supporting equipment that we need to get us on target and stay on target. There's so many. I mean, every sponsor we've had contributes to making a Team Canada. So I want to thank all of them. But if you guys have any specific sponsors that help get you there, other than mom and dad, or even mom and dad, if that's appropriate, or whoever.
Well,
Go Avery.
okay. I'm an Apex sponsored shooter, so a huge thanks to Apex, but also IBI, MDT, Trigger Tech, and of course Boss Gear.
He's such a great guy.
Don't care what everyone else says about me.
Yeah. How about you, Peyton? Do you have any favorite supporters that you want to thank?
I'm also a Team Apex shooter, so huge thank you to Apex. Guelph Road and Gun Club that I've been shooting at for years, they donated a large sum of money to help me go to Worlds, and I'm eternally grateful for that, so thank you to them. Of course, Mom and Dad.
Nice. Eva, how about you?
I'm also an Apex shooter, and I have other sponsors, but I have one big sponsor that really helped me go to the Worlds, which is Scott Jones. He's the match director at Green Mountain Rifle Challenge. So really, really thankful for him. Really, really helped to go to the Worlds. And
Nice.
other sponsors, but a big thank you to him.
Nice. Andrew, how about you?
Few of the big sponsors I got were, well, my grandmother was probably the biggest one,
Nice.
and Dominion and Game and Fish around us, Winkler and Carmen, and big thanks to Gordy, he's my win coach, and Mike for getting me into this, and yeah, obviously mom and dad again, and yeah.
It's an amazing experience. I'm so glad you guys got to live the dream. Some people never get to be on the world stage and get the experience you guys did. So thank you guys again for so capably representing Canadians in Canada and all the Canadian shooters. We're kind of living through you guys. We're so happy that you guys got to experience that. And we're proud of the effort you guys put into being. To see you go back there with even more experience under your belts and more opportunities to show kind of what shooting means to you. Obviously, there's a passion there, and we're happy you got to live the dream. Travis, do you have any other questions for our junior team members?
I think we pretty well covered everything.
Got to do it again. 2 more years. You got 2 more years to practice. Got to get those scores in. Now, the hard part is because you guys have gone out there and showed that you can do it, you're going to motivate more people to submit their names and their scores. So the competition's only going to get worse, which is great for everybody. And I think that's the goal, is to put the best Team Canada out there. So thank you guys for leading the way and showing everybody it can be done, and kind of the benefits of doing it and the hard work that goes into it. So on behalf of us, thank you for all you guys have put into it. Thank you to all the supporters that made it happen, and look forward to seeing you guys continue that journey going forward. Travis, thank you very much for all your support, man. It's been a great experience working with you, traveling with your gear all summer, you and Specs Light, and that tote I had to lug around. But it was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. Thank you all again. Anyway, that's it. Thank you very much for coming on. I appreciate you guys taking the time. I know you guys have start of school, so it's a busy time of year for you guys on top of everything else. Say hi to all your parents for me. Good bunch of people. Raised a excellent shooter, an excellent child. So thank them for us. Look forward to see you guys at a match soon. Good night, everybody, and I'll see you all on the firing line. Thank you, Travis.
No worries.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Ciao.